Now here we are back again. We're in another one of my units. Projects, you could say. This one's on hold right now. We'll be getting back to this one in the near future. And you'll see this in another episode. What we're standing in right now is a reefer box. This is a truck body. This came off a box truck. I have several of them. I got these off of box trucks because I got a good deal on them, but also because they're heavily insulated. This particular box has 6 inches of insulation of foam on the roof, 6 inches of insulation foam on the floor, and 5 inches of insulation on the walls. So I'm going to show you a little bit. As you can see here, where I cut, see how thick that insulation is. Now this here was a hole that's set up for the generator for the refrigerator unit, and I covered it. But you can see how thick that is in there. Of course, your floor's diamond plated aluminum. And it's also insulated. See, look at this foam. Okay. Foam. This thing's set up to stay cold and to be efficient, as we all know. And that's what it did for many years before I purchased it. Now, again, I tend to lean on the frugal side of things, we'll see, to get things done cost effectively, especially when I'm doing things I've never done and I'm not sure whether or not they're going to work. I definitely don't want to take a big loss versus a small loss if something does not succeed. So my daughter likes things very cold like me. Cold AC, cold AC, cold AC. She would not get into this thing and hang out in here, do anything of the sort, unless there was cold AC. And I needed to drop the temperature, and I needed to drop it hard. And I promised her I would. And I basically told her I would drop it hard enough, because again, I want to come through, number one, for my daughter, but number two, I don't want to hear the complaining. Anybody that has kids know what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to get other things done. Last thing I want is to add to my heaving and hoeing list. So I wanted to make sure that AC piped, and I wanted to make sure that AC piped hard, not just for her, but for me too, and the rest of the family. So I went ahead and opted to use window shaders, wall units. And a lot of people are going to tell me, well, that's stupid, that's not efficient, that's this, that's that. This is what I can tell you. I put in 2 units. This box is approximately 24 feet long. I got the box to drop to 62 degrees with all the windows. Now let me show you one more time. You're gonna tell me, oh, that's not true. Oh, yes, it is. And I did it with 1 unit. It was faster for me to do it with 2 units. These are the units that I used. This thing, believe it or not, is an 8,000 BTU unit. The second one is an 8,000 BTU unit. I would rather go with 2 smaller units than 1 big unit. And there's a reason for that. I don't want to be dependent on anybody. Being self-sufficient is being self-sufficient. You got to plan, you have to prepare. And you got to think ahead. You got to think ahead. Now, there's a couple of big pluses in my theory behind this. It's not just price. Yeah, price was a big one for me. But I don't want to be at the mercy of anybody. I don't want to be at the mercy of an AC guy playing games with me like a tow truck driver or a dirty mechanic. I don't want to be at the mercy of having to wait, and I'm in the middle of nowhere in my trailer and it's 100 degrees with me and my family, and I have to wait to see who can ship me in an overhead AC because there's not an RV World close by, or I'm not anywhere near Elkhart, Indiana, where camper headquarters is and I can pick up something like that. No. I don't want any of that. What I wanted was the wall unit setup. And the wall unit setups, if they go bad, something doesn't work, I'll go to Home Depot. I'll go to Lowe's. I'll go anywhere and go grab one, yank this thing out of the hole, throw it in, and be done. And be done. Not to mention, if you noticed, yes, we have a 48-foot trailer that we're building now. And this is a 24-foot box. And you say, wow, how's that going to be enough? Well, the space that I'm trying to cool is approximately the same space. And we're going to measure that out today. We're going to measure out the space. I got this space because of its heavy insulation. This box is incredibly efficient. Because of that, I've been able to cool it with a fraction of what it takes to cool another trailer. So my push is to put a lot more insulation into those trailers, because those trailers got real crappy insulation, and it's about a 1-inch insulation, if that. Well, if you went ahead and put 5 inches worth of something in there, some kind of foam, you could do the same thing. Now, maybe it would take a little longer to cool, but it wouldn't be that hot to begin with to cool down anyway, because it's that heavily insulated. You know, so that's great. That's real great. People say, oh, those things are noisy. I'll be honest with you. I like the noise. My family likes the noise. That white noise, I sleep like a rock. I don't care what's going on out there. I live in a city. I hear racket, a lot of racket. So white noise, I welcome that. I'm the type of guy that sleeps with the AC on with a fan next to my nightstand. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking to out there. I know I ain't the only one that does that. So, yeah. That's what I plan on doing today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure this box so we can see end to end what the size of this space is, and then we're going to go check it out on the other one. Because I'm not interested in researching X, Y, and Z and trying to find out, because nobody's done this. Nobody's done this. You know, and people that have done it, yes, they've put wall units in trailers, but they have not compared it and compared 5 inches of insulation, 6 inches of insulation from a reefer box versus a regular trailer, and basically tried to convert their trailer into a reefer box so they can get away with running 30% of energy and AC that they need to keep it that cool. Yeah, and there's me. Let's measure this.